And but to me also, when you're going to become an entrepreneur, you got to have a little thicker skin. So no matter what your idea is as an entrepreneur, there's going to be somebody tell you it's not going to work for you. And today, sometimes they say that online. And so you just don't know who it is or what it is. But here's what I'll say to you. If you look at this, you're going to be taught enough and have enough of an inside look, you'll know. Your common sense, your integrity, your way of knowing right from wrong will tell you if you're on track. And if you ever get the sense you're not, leave. But I think when people look at what we're doing and really look at it, I think they're going to want it for themselves and their family. They're going to want it for people they know, their friends. And I think it's going to be something they're going to realize they can build a business around and become very successful, as so many of us have.
How about the people say that they say it's a cult because they go to a WFG meeting, as you know, there's people with the colored shirts on and they're doing the chants
there is.
It's fun and there's a lot of fun. But some people say, well, it's a cult. These guys are a cult. You want to get out of that cult,
we live in a country where when people are excited, they are emotional. And some people, some teams, some stages of life, when I was in my 20s, I used to wear T-shirts and talk about who we were going to beat next.
Sure.
And so I think there is some of that, but to me, that doesn't make it a cult. We're not asking you or demanding that you believe anything or making you do something. You have a desire to become a successful entrepreneur. I have a business model and a success system, a track to follow. That should naturally make us be attractive to each other. You want to build a business? I'm looking to build my business. I've got a system. I've got access to products and services. I can teach you what to do. And so you come over here, and if you'll work hard and you'll work smart and you'll do good things for people, you can become successful.
How about the people that say it's a pyramid scheme? How is WFG not a pyramid scheme?
My only thing I would say to that is, how is the corporate world not a pyramid? You got one CEO at the top, then you got a couple of senior vice presidents, then you got a couple more vice presidents, then you got a couple managers, and then you got the sales force of whatever it is. To me, that looks like a pyramid. One guy at the top. If you turn that upside down where everybody can reach the top, I started as a part-time associate, not knowing up from down, and was able to go all the way to the top of the company. That's not a pyramid. That's called opportunity. So
I think some people are, and you probably remember, because we're about the same age, you probably remember the old pyramid schemes. Where they'd send you a thing in the mail that said, donate $2,000, and then you get $4,000 from someone. You get the $2,000 profit, you get your $2,000. Those were real pyramids, of course. They were illegal.
Well, my understanding is those are illegal. I believe
right, absolutely, yeah.
And since we're in the most highly regulated and licensed industry in the world, I think we'd be in business for about 32 seconds if we were a pyramid, really.
Sure.
So I think the laws and the attorney generals and all those people probably would not let us be a pyramid if we actually were one. But
sure.
But we're nowhere close.
How about the hard sell? Some people say, well, I went to a WFG meet, a BPM, as you guys call them, business presentation meeting.
Yes.
And people say, they were really hard selling me to sign an AMA, associate agreement, and get into business. What do you say to those people?
I'm shocked because I don't hard sell. If you have a desire to become successful and you don't like where you are, which is a lot of people in this world, and you come to me and you want me to show you our business, why would I have to hard sell you? I mean, I wouldn't, so I don't. And the people that I work with every day, they don't. And as you know, we've expanded our business beyond the old way of doing it where we just had those live meetings. So now we have streaming videos and things. So by the time you get to me, our initial conversation is typically, thank you for taking the time to meet me today. That's the vibe they have. Not what am I doing here? What is this? Why are you trying to get me to do this? Right. Usually they've looked at us and looked at our videos and looked at our crusade, what we do for families, and looked at our success, our track record, our leaders, their backgrounds, and said, I want to be successful. I'm not happy where I am. This could be the one for me. Help me with this part or help me with that part. Tell me how this might work or that might work. And we take them through it, and then they let us know. And I've just never done the hard sell thing. I had dinner last week with a guy who's got a very successful business, but his feels like he's run out of capacity to take it to the next level. So I met him for dinner, and he asked me what I thought he could do here, so I told him. And I said, I want you to think about this. I want you to watch a few more of our videos and learn more about us. And when you're ready, let me know. Next morning, he sent me a text, and he said, I'm in. Well, that doesn't feel like the hard close to me. Right. And then we met, and of course, we laid a plan out, and he got started. So I know that everybody's got different styles, and there's different parts of the country where things are the way they do things. But But for me and people that have a business that's lasted, and stood the test of time, 36 years later, I did in the beginning and I don't now hard sell.
It's not a Cincinnati thing.
It's not a Cincinnati thing. You know that.
Not a Midwest thing.
You know some Cincinnati people, yes.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago, so it's the same kind of thing.
That's not a Cincinnati thing. No, we don't hard sell.
Right. How about the FFIULs? There's been some controversy, or not controversy, but criticism online. People say, well, it's a bad product, it's a faulty product because the cost of insurance goes too high as you get older. What do you say to those people?
Well, first of all, once you study our business, the cost of insurance always gets higher as you get older. So that's something that only happens if you're lucky.
Right.
2 out of 3 people that have ever reached age 65 are still alive today. So getting to even age 65 is a brand new thing.
It's pretty amazing.
So who wouldn't want to be part of that group? So if you reach those kind of stages of life, you're going to have more expensive insurance internally, or however you want to look at that. So having been doing this for a long time, I can tell you that the insurance industry has evolved, products have evolved, and they're continually trying to find a way to create something that provides a value for the consumer and, of course, gives them a chance to be successful themselves. But the FFIUL, to me, is the whole concept of an index product gives a client a chance to do a couple things that they probably wouldn't be able to do separately. The first is they get a chance to get a market return without taking the market risk, because these things all have caps on the top and floors on the bottom. And so the cap on the top means you could maybe get 10% or 11% or 12%, or we have a product that has 15% of an up market. Mm-hmm. Yet when the market drops, these products all have some kind of a floor that doesn't go below zero.
Can't lose money.
You can't lose money, so you don't have any market risk. Well, you talk to somebody who lost a chunk of their money in 01 and 02 or 08 and 09.
Sure.
They wish they had a floor.
Sure.
So then these products today have living benefits. What if you get sick along the way? That you could have a long-term care rider today that didn't used to exist. So there's another angle. Don't ever forget the death benefit. The primary reason you buy one of these policies is because if you don't live long enough to complete your strategy, this will help sort of self-complete it for your family, where they get a lump sum with huge tax advantages. The death benefits are tax-free. And so that gives you a chance to have that protection be there. Just like you wouldn't drive your car without car insurance, you probably shouldn't drive your career, your life, without life insurance to protect your family. And then at the end, because life insurance has a tax advantage that no other product I'm aware of has, you get a chance to have tax-preferred income. You could take a loan out and not pay taxes on it and live off that and have the policy kind of net itself out at death. I don't think any of us are going to get out of here alive. Right. So to me, it's like a Swiss Army knife product. It has a little bit of everything. It doesn't do everything, but the things it does in one product. And
so you think it's a good product?
I think it's a great product.
Do you own it?
I do.
What about the criticism where people sometimes they'll say, well, the reason WFG Associates pitch the FFIUL so hard is because it's owned by Transamerica. Their commissions are therefore bigger.
Yes.
What do you say to that criticism?
Well, Transamerica is the number one provider of that product. It has been over the last 4 or 5 years. So that's the number one selling product out there. One of the reasons for it is, in my opinion, because it's such a darn good product. I mean, it's got incredible features and benefits. And we let those features and benefits kind of stand on their own. I mean, compare them to what else you have. People that have older policies, some of those living benefits weren't available back then. Or some of the caps and floors weren't available back then. Or some of the ways these are structured where you can get, S&P 500 type returns and maybe international returns, kind of all weaving into one. So that's that reason. But we also do a lot of business with other companies like Voya and Nationwide and companies that have been around for a long time, have great products. And the products all compete very well against each other. So we often say which one of these is best for this situation, this consumer, this age, this set of circumstances. And but the idea is that the biggest industry in the world has responded to what people need. 30 years ago, most people had whole life, and we did a lot of replacing of that with term and some kind of a side fund. Well, now 30 years later, people don't have whole life like they used to. So they've got something else, or maybe something at work, or maybe not enough of whatever. We look at that. And when you look at that, just about everybody would say something to you along the lines of, I want to be able to sleep good at night. So I want to be better. I want to be better if I die too soon. I don't want to be better if I live too long. And for a lot of people, in my opinion, the whole idea of an indexed universal life policy is a great vehicle to do a lot of things for somebody.
What about the idea that the controversy, of course, a lot of times in the financial services business is if someone is not more of a salesperson than a fiduciary, then the fiduciary obviously is legally bound to do the right thing, as opposed to you guys really are only under a suitability standard. Is that correct?
Yes.
So how do you when someone comes to you and says, well, if the WFG associates on your team are not fiduciaries, why should I be a client when I can go to a fiduciary that's under legal protection to do the right thing for me?
Well, our business model has always been one of relationships. So we're not calling on strangers. We're not cold calling on people. We recruit people and we train them, and in training them, it's my expertise in your relationship, and we go see someone that we know. You introduce me to them, and I'm the person that knows how this works, and you're the person that's learning. And when you do that, I'm fully licensed. As you know, with our team, most of our team is fully licensed.
Right.
So we have a big percentage of the company's people that are fully licensed, and so personally, I think that makes a lot of sense to do business with somebody who has all their licenses. Nobody wants a partially licensed lawyer or a partially licensed surgeon.
Right.
You want somebody that's fully certified to do what they're going to do for you, especially if it's involving your money. So and even if you're not fully licensed, I think you need to act like you are. You need to be a fiduciary and treat their money like it's your own, and be noble about it. Do something that's really good for them. If you do something really good for people with their money, there's nothing like it. The satisfaction from it, of course we get paid, but the satisfaction goes way beyond the money if you do something that's really good for somebody.
Sure. What about this, Tom? Do you know what percentage, in terms of your team's percentage of their clients, are not associates, they're just clients, compared to the clients that are associates in the business?
We have a lot of both. Our team is not the biggest recruiting team in the whole company, but the people we bring in we're very serious about, and we take it very seriously. So
you have a great team. There's no question.
If they have a need for our products and services, we make sure that's one of the things we do in their training to show them how to get that taken care of. Because I think once you learn how important all this is and learn how money works, it's just a natural thing. You're going to want to do this for your family. So we do that. But beyond that, gosh, the things that we do for people that are not part of our team, it's so powerful.
But there's a lot of clients outside of the WFG hierarchy that are clients and not associates?
Yes. We all have clients that are not part of our team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're coaching your team for all the years that you've been doing this, do you have them focus more on getting clients or building team members, or both?
Both. I think if you aim at sales, you hit a sale. If you aim at building your team, you can build a team and hit a sale because they may need it.
Right.
But they also may have other people that need it, and you can have a bigger business faster by building a team than by just having a sale plus the referrals you might get. And so a lot of people that are building a team look at this as though, yes, I want to build a big business and I want to have a big team, but that just means I'm going to help more people. And so they're looking at it like there's a nobility to it, like if you're just building a practice, selling one client at a time.
Right. Okay, let's talk about licensing percentages, because all the research I've been doing for this project is the licensing percentages company-wide, I believe right now, are under 7%.
Yes.
And so in yours are upwards of 50%. So in other words, talking to the audience here, if they're not familiar, we're talking about people that get in the business, sign an AMA with, correct me if I'm wrong here, with WFG, and they also become licensed as at least life licensed to sell life insurance.
They do.
And half of your people get licensed, whereas some of the groups it's 2 or 3%. How do you have such high percentages of people get licensed?
Well, we've created a culture where if you're not licensed, you can't really do this. And
so you can't really make any money unless you're licensed.
You can't make any money, okay. and all you can do is become a client, which is important for your family, but that's not really why you came here and decided to join our company. You joined our company because you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to build a business. That's going to require a license, so we just make it part of what we do. And so it's my thing is I can't believe it's not 80 or 90%. It drives me crazy that it's not.
Because why get in if you're not going to get light? What's the point?
What would you waste any of this for if you weren't?
Might as well go have dinner with $100, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that to me, that's where I'm coming from, and everything we do every day is with that in mind. Get licensed, learn this business, learn how to do it right, and build the business you came here to build. Work hard. We have lots of events, and of course our team has lots of technology.
Right.
So, when I first started, my first presentation was so bad. But now you could join our team today, and your first presentation could be a short video that someone with 30 plus years experience in marketing and doing this business successfully has helped create, and compliance is approved. So you're saying it 100% right, and it makes you look like you're a professional from day one, from contact one.
Sure.
So to me, the odds are more in your favor today than they've ever been to become successful by the way we're doing it today because of modern technology.
And is that the future, you think, of the business?
I do, for sure. I don't think
I know you're on the cutting edge of this.
Well, I don't think the technology is going to replace a person. A relationship is still what somebody wants to trust with their money.
Sure.
They want to trust a person.
Sure.
But I do think that technology expands your reach, lets you go further, faster. If I'm in Johns Creek and you're in Buford, I could mail something to you and you get it in a day or two, or I could overnight it to you and you get it tomorrow, or I could hit a button and you can have it in 2 seconds on the device you have in your hand. Shoot, who wouldn't want to do that?
Right, sure.
And then you start learning about what this is, and you decide then if you want to get together to talk about it further. And so we've done a lot of that, and I think that the future of this is people being able to look at what they have and check it out and keep track of it online and have access to it that way, make changes to it online. But I think they're going to want, I always say to people, if you had a couple $1 million, would you go find a website and just send it to them? I don't think you would.
Right.
I think you'd want to meet somebody and know that it was real and solid. Now, could that change in 5 or 10 years? I think it could. But for today, that's how it is. So my grandfather told me when I was a little boy that I needed to get in the financial services business because people are always going to need somebody they can trust when it comes to their money. Sure. And, of course, he had no idea the internet or technology was coming. Right. But I do think there's some validity to that people are going to want to, if you had a legal challenge, you wouldn't just go online and research and go try and do it yourself. Right. You'd want Johnny Cochran. Sure. I mean, you'd want somebody who was just known as the best to help you through that. And sure. And I think when it comes to your money, that's been my view of it is that you would want somebody to be the best accountant, the best advisor, the best person to help you to navigate that. And if you're going to get in this business, why not be the best? Why not become the best? Find the best, study them, and then work hard. Sure. And so that's how we do it.
Is it easier now than it was in 1982 because of the technology?
So much easier.
In what way?
Well, the proliferation of information. We live in the information age today. So everything's available. It's back then, if somebody wanted to say something bad about you, they'd have to write an article and get it published, and then somebody have to, but nobody did that. Right. So today, they can say something bad about you, and it could be online. But to me, the information that proves that we're right is so much more readily available. And so I love that. And I think that when you have a video like we use so much with our streaming videos. Right. And when you have a video that says it just right, and it's truthful, and it's honest, and it's noble, you know that. You feel it it feels like a documentary in some ways. You don't feel like you're being sold. And then when you have a relationship with somebody to go with that, and they say, hey, Steve, I'm so glad to find out you're doing that now. Yeah, it's great. Well, hey, let's get together. I'd like to talk about that video you sent me. That happens every day. Whereas 30 years ago, I had to find a way to get an appointment with you. Right. Then I had to stumble through a presentation, my first one, and I'm sweating and I'm nervous and it's an old flip chart and who knows what I'm saying and, right. And who knows what you're hearing and you're looking at your watch. The briefcase, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I'm at your kitchen table and you're thinking, hey, what? I want to watch Gunsmoke, man. You're taking up my Gunsmoke time. Right. So today it's so different, and I think people can just think about your life. If you want to do something, go somewhere, learn about something, what do? You go online. Online, yeah. And you learn about it, whether it's a car you want to buy or some strategy you want to learn about. Right. You order something online and it comes, you want to figure out how to put it together. You go see if there's a YouTube video about it. There probably is. Right. And they take you through how to do it. So now, what's the future of that going to look like for financial services? I think that there's some of that's coming. There's a robo thing going on right now that they're getting bigger, but they're not making any money yet because they're not charging much in fees and not really providing a lot of individualized help. So my view of it is that I think we're gonna see a balance come to all this. Kind of a mixture of the robo and the live person. I do, and I think that you're right. We're going to be able to have a bigger business faster, You know, it took me 36 years to get offices in all 50 states. I think somebody who put their mind to it could come in this business today, and they could do it. They could do in months what took me years. That's what I think.
Is that because of the technology?
Yes, because of technology, because of the reach, because of the internet, because of just what we do and how much people have to have it.